Hello everybody, today I'll be showing you 5 quick tips I wish I had known sooner in Satisfactory. With that said, remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Okay, so for today our first tip will be making manifolds. Now, before I figured out about manifolds, I was building a little bit more like this. Now, while these designs were fine, it was hard to keep scaling up like this, seeing as I'm already using all my ports on the splitters, and the more furnaces I add, the more splitters I have to add behind them to evenly divvy up the resources, which will end up leading to shortages in some furnaces. While this isn't a bad way of doing it in the beginning, it really doesn't work as you start to scale up. So instead of doing this, make a manifold. Everything comes in one port, evenly goes through these, and fills all of them up. However, these have a long startup time as it needs to fill each furnace before it can really move on to the next. And of course, when you're still using regular splitters, it's still trying to split stuff down the belt and in here. You can slightly help by using smart splitters, having overflow go down to the center, setting this as any, which will put everything into this one. Once this one's full, the overflow start to fill these up one by one, which then is brought onto one belt just like the previous manifold, and it can then be used for other things. Manifolds are also way more compact than building something like this, as you make more and more of them, you get way bigger, because again you have to add more splitters behind this. Because if I want to get one miner's resources to both these furnaces, I have to add another splitter, connect that there, so on and so forth. It becomes a giant hassle and mess of splitters. So the manifold is a great way to handle everything. Now our next tip is for spacing. So whenever I'm building in a new area that isn't particularly flat and I can't have a big platform, I use shelving. The shelves come up 1 or 2 tiles, really depends on your machines. Then when you put a resource in, you use elevator conveyors to put it in there and take them out. Of course, this is also very scalable, as you can just keep going up and adding more and more machines. Of course, if you're to get to a certain height with the elevators, they can't go any higher without adding a different set of elevators. Now, tip number 3 correlates with number 1. It's shelving, once again. However, if you have multiple shelves, you can't just use one elevator conveyor and have that feed everything without something else. Now, more specifically, the tip is you can put mergers and splitters onto elevator conveyors. So over here, I left an open slot, pull out a splitter. I can put that on the elevator conveyor. Make sure you put it in a belt, because it will not automatically connect. And now if I feed any resources in here, they will still go up, but they will also be split into here. So that's how, if you wanted to make, for example, a furnace shelf, you could put furnaces, your manifold, and then elevator conveyors with splitters to feed the furnaces to make a giant furnace shelf. Now on the other side, we have merger conveyors. This is yet again the elevator conveyor, but instead of a splitter, we have a merger on it. So place the merger just like the splitter, connect it with the belt, and anything that comes out of here will join anything that's already coming down the elevator conveyor and send it down to your manifold or your machines down here, whatever you have. Which, this is just one of my favorite ways of building, say in the giant forest, for example. Since there's a bunch of trees that cannot be destroyed, you have more limited space, so I like building with shelves. Now for our fourth tip, we have a two-way train. A train that goes from one station to another station without having to make any sort of loop. Now this train is built by making both train stations face the opposite way of the track. So over here you can see I have the first train station facing this way, which has no track on it, with a engine. And then I have my second station over here, also facing a direction that does not have a track, with another engine on the front, which will allow these trains to move from this station to this station continuously without having any errors. So another thing you can do is add another train station in the middle, or if you want to pick up any different resources. So we have our first train station, which faces away from the track, and we have our last train station that faces with the track. So in the middle, we will do the same thing we do for our last station. We'll simply have it in the middle, have it face away from the first station. So our last tip is going to be hologram color. Now hologram color affects what the holograms look like when you go to first place them. Now the original color is blue, but with that it can be kind of hard to see the output and input arrows it tries to show you. So if you ever want to change that color, simply go to menu, options, user interface, and then hologram color. So I'm going to set mine to green. Now as you can see, my holograms are green. Thank you everybody for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. And let me know down in the comments below if you find any of these tips helpful. I hope to continue making videos like these as I learn more and more things in these games. And if you have any tips for me that you'd like me to know, post them in the comments down below and I might even feature them in a video. With credit, of course. But with all that said and done, I will talk to y'all next time. Bye.